The Hash It Out Show game of the week is in week number 7 of this season in the LHSAA. And we got another good doubleheader this weekend for you. On Saturday, a big time district battle will be taking place at Hoss Methodist Stadium, and it will be the Young Audiences Yaks taking on the Thomas Jefferson Jaguars. We're here with the head coach of the Thomas Jefferson Jaguars, Coach Kenny Bush. How you doing, Coach?
I'm doing great, Jones. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Man, it's good to have you on and everything. You're continuing to work hard with this Thomas Jefferson program, and you've been continuing to help this program improve each and every year. Um, so far, a team that has some veterans on there. You continue to compete. You continue to fight. You're over 500. What you can say about how your team is continuing to thrive and perform?
Those young men, they've been working hard all year, and just to watch them develop and perform each week is a pleasure. And you know, we've had a few bumps, couple of bumps in the road this year with 3-2, but overall, they've been playing really hard.
Absolutely, I definitely understand. Last week, close game against Haynes Academy, and Haynes wound up winning it in the fourth quarter. What you can say about last week's performance going into this week's game against Young Audiences?
Well, last week we got off to a slow start. We had back-to-back fumbles that turned into points for Haynes each time, and we kind of put ourselves in a hole. Although we dug our way out, was able to take the lead for a little bit, and just wasn't able to hold it down the stretch.
Very much understandable there, and it's usually every year you and Thomas Jefferson and Haynes goes against each other in the Magnet Bowl. It's always a traditional rivalry between y'all two more than anything else. It's almost like the uh, Jefferson Parish version of the Commander in Chief's trophy game more than anything else. But
Yeah,
it's an intense rivalry each and every year when y'all two play.
yeah, it's very intense, and the kids know what's at stake on both with both schools, and both teams play really really hard since I've been here, and it's a game. It's a really tough game. This past week, it went back and forth, kind of seesaw all the way to the end. We weren't able to prevail, but overall, man, it was an exciting game.
Now, what you can say this week was the approach with your team going against Young Audiences. Young Audiences is undefeated on the season and everything.
Yes.
What you can say about the approach this week with this game, but not just that, how the players have really started to prepare for this big game on Saturday.
Well, our approach is going to be the same. We approach each week with the attitude of wanting to win the game, and we're going to continue to work hard and do the things that we do well, and hopefully improve in the areas where we've been lacking at. And that's our mindset. We always say, hey, we want to play each game 6 seconds at a time for each play for 48 minutes, and that's what we're looking forward to. That's what we're gonna go into the game with that mindset.
Tell us a little bit about your players that's leading the way offensively and defensively for the Jaguars.
Well, offensively, we run the ball a lot. We've been averaging over 300 yards rushing on the ground each week, and leading the way for us this year is Thamus Jenkins. He has over 634 yards and 8 rushing touchdowns and two-point conversions. We also have Charles Turner, who has 310 yards rushing and 6 touchdowns. And our quarterback, he's been a real thrill for us this year, Jaden Lewis. Jaden has over he has 246 yards and 6 rushing touchdowns, but he's also thrown for over 300 yards and 2 touchdowns. So those guys, we're going to lean heavily on them throughout this next game.
And on the defensive side, who's really being the stalwart right now and making big plays for your team?
Ooh, we've had it's been a few guys collectively. Ashton Woods on the defensive line, he and Mario Johnson have had a really good year in that area. And on the back end, once again, Charles Turner, I think he has 2 interceptions this year. He's been really good at the defensive back spot, and at linebacker, Frank Tolley. Frank has made lots of plays this year.
Very much understandable there. And you know, you're all just interesting that you have an offense that really likes to stay on the ground and everything. Do you think this kind of offense is the type that you're going to really need Saturday against young audiences that can score at any time? And do you think that's more of the game plan to try to just slow things up more than anything else?
Young audience, man. When I look at the box scores, they've been putting up a lot of points and lots of yards. So uh, one of the plans would definitely be to keep the ball out of their hands. So if we can get our ground game going and just keep the ball away from them and score some points in the process, I think we should be okay.
Well, how has been the atmosphere? How's the atmosphere has been so far this year? The support of Thomas Jefferson, how it's been so far with your football team? It's always a good fan base with Thomas Jefferson that really supports the athletics.
Yes, the fan base has been great. I mean, each week when we play at Hawks Memphis, the stadium is rocking and rolling. The band is great. The fans are cheering for our team, and it's just really been a really good atmosphere.
A lot of improvement within the district alone, and also with the advanced academies and stuff and everything. It's some really, some people underestimate them because it's a quote unquote academic type school, but at the same time, you have
Right.
some real good skilled football players and athletes that are really, really putting on a show and performing very well. But then on top of that, they're winning as well.
Yes, and it's been that way here at Thomas Jefferson, but also the other two academies, Haynes and Patrick Taylor. Each school has really performed well since we've been playing sports in every sport. We've been performing well in football. I know Patrick Taylor's a really tough opponent as well. We play them next week, and Haynes as well. So our ASA programs are really doing a good job.
I know you and Coach Christopher goes a little bit way back in itself when Christopher was a player at Old Prairie Walker. So, what you could say about Dennis Christopher and the job that he's doing at young audiences.
Dennis is doing a fantastic job at Young Artists. They're a new program. This is their second year playing varsity football, and he did a really good job last year. And right now, he's off to a great start, being undefeated. And that's hard to do when you have such a young program because you're trying to teach the kids not only the game but how to win. And he's doing a fantastic job there.
Last question, Coach Bush. What would it mean to your team to come out and play hard, but not just that, come out and pull off a huge win against young audiences? What that would mean to your team if you guys get the job done on Saturday?
Well, if we can get the job done on Saturday, that'll put us back on track to where we want to be. Before this past weekend, we were 3-1, so we hoping to get back to winning and to win a big game against an undefeated team, a team that's right here on the West Bank along with us. That would mean a lot to the program.
It's young audiences and Thomas Jefferson on Saturday, 3 p.m. kickoff. 2:45 is going to be the pregame, and we'll bring that to you on JB the Sports Guys YouTube page. We will have that live for you this Saturday. Countdown to kickoff 2:45. The kickoff 3 p.m. from Hawes Mesa Stadium. And tune in to the Hash It Out show tonight, 7 p.m. And also Wednesday at 7 p.m. We got some very big time guests coming up this week. Coach Kenny Bush of Thomas Jefferson, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. We wish you the best this Saturday against young audiences.
Thank you, and thanks for having me.